Hey, what's up guys? On this video, I'm super excited because I'm gonna tell you all about how you can retire early. I don't care if it's 30, 40, or 50. Let's make sure no one here watching this video ever makes it to working by the time that they're 60. Check it out. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Justin Colby, and on this channel we talk all things business, real estate, and entrepreneurship. Stick around because this video is great. Ultimately, we all want to stop working so we can all live on a boat. Though that is not necessarily what I want to do. I want to be able to create a lifestyle that I absolutely deserve and my family deserves, and so should you. So let's talk about how I and you can retire in a very short time frame. Now, there's plenty of people out there that are telling you how you can retire by 30 or 40 or 50. At the end of the day, let's make it a very low number. Call it 30, call it 40, but let's make it realistic. Here's what I want to do for you guys. Let's talk about the three big pillars that really matter. First, how much are you saving each and every month and each and every year? Two, how much are you making each and every month and each and every year? And lastly, how much do you need to spend to keep your lifestyle? Now, these are the big three, and ultimately, while I know you and even myself would love to say I want to retire by this certain age, and I'm driving Lamborghinis and I have a yacht, let's just get realistic. Now, there's a mythology or philosophy out there. It might even be called a movement. It's called the FIRE movement. Financially independent, retire early. Now, for most people, you have this idea of, again, boats, Lamborghinis, multiple houses, and I totally understand that. But the reality is, are you even making enough money or have the opportunity to ever make enough money to live that lifestyle? I don't know. So let's get a little bit more realistic and hit the three big pillars that really can make sure that you can retire early and, quite honestly, have all the choices in the world to do whatever you want, because that's really what retirement's about. Maybe you want to work as a barista somewhere. Maybe you want to work like cocktails and Tom Cruise and be a bartender on a beach at your own time. Maybe you want to work as a trainer because you got really into fitness and you like to give back. So the point being is this: let's create the idea of how you can retire early so you can have options, rather than create this great big vision and dream of Lamborghinis and boats and multiple houses. Because let's be honest, how many people do you know literally live that lifestyle without having to work? I'll wait, take a second.
2 seconds later.
So let's hit number one, pillar number one. How much do you need to spend? What type of lifestyle are you trying to achieve? Now, instead of getting up here and doing some math for you and painting this out, why don't you actually try to figure out what kind of life do you want if you weren't working? Most people don't even take the time to process the idea of, oh, I have all day long to do whatever I want to do. What would I do with my time? So if you have all day long to do whatever you want to do, what type of lifestyle do you want to live? Again, if you are living a little more frugal and a little more lean, then you won't need to be able to make as much money or do hyper investment or get it a lot riskier, because you don't need to make as much money. You don't need to spend as much money. So you need to figure out how much you need to spend to live the life that you want. So first, let's start there. Now, for most people, I think the answer is going to be somewhere in the six figures for most people. If you are extremely frugal and you're willing to live off of, $60,000 a year, I respect it. I totally get it. It also means you probably are going to be able to retire earlier because you already built the habits that it's going to take to live off a lifestyle of $60,000 a year. Now, for most, having a car, maybe two, and having a family, it'd be very difficult to live off just $60,000 a year. So let's take, you need to make at least six figures. Well, this brings me to point number two, which is how much are you actually saving? Now, I actually just did a TikTok. If you aren't following me on TikTok, make sure to start following me on TikTok, Justin Colby, TSOF, about how people are misprioritizing where they're spending their money. They watch this video, they might see my $10,000 watch, they might watch my Range or see me in my Range Rover and the $110,000 Range Rover I have, and they're misprioritizing their money because they're buying those things before they're financially ready. They're putting them on credit card, right? Or potentially they're not making enough money, have good enough credit to get the loan one time, and now they basically have pushed themselves into month-to-month living, paycheck-to-paycheck living, because they have the nice watch, they have the nice Range Rover, but now they don't really have the lifestyle they want. They won't be able to go get a home loan because they haven't thought through what DTI is, debt to income, right? And for home loans, you can't go over 45% DTI. So when you're paying $2,000 for a car and you're buying $10,000 watches, you've already put yourself into a place financially that you need to make a decent amount of money. Now the hurdle here is most people are buying these things. Now I'm 40 years old, shocker, I know. It's taken me time to build up this level of income and this amount of wealth to live the lifestyle I live. So for you, make sure you understand what type of lifestyle you want, how much you need to spend to live that lifestyle, and then be financially literate. Save the money that you need to save so you can get to that level faster. Now, yes, I mean save, like put into the bank. Don't use as investments, because guess what happens with those investments? They can actually go upside down. They can go in reverse. You can do what? Yes, lose money. While many people these days are bragging about all of their cryptocurrency portfolios, and I am one of them because it is going crazy, ultimately, could the cryptocurrency world crash and all my stock markets crash? Absolutely. So when I mean save, I'm talking about how much do you need to save every month, and do not go out and spend more money than you make, and or at minimum, do not go spend enough to be able to make those payments. That's just living paycheck to paycheck. You need to be making well more if you want to be able to drive the cars you think you want to drive and have the nice things you think you want to have. So, I digress. Guys, if you guys are liking the subject matter and retiring early, you need to make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on your notifications so you know when I'm dropping my 3 videos a week. And then lastly, the third pillar is how much do you need to actually make? We went over how much do you need to spend to live the lifestyle. Then we went over how much do you need to save. How much do you need to actually make? Now you got to account for, I'm highly suggesting you that you need to be able to account for taxes, but also save a strong amount of the money that you make. Now, if you make $100,000, and let's just say you're at the 30% tax bracket, $30,000 goes directly out the door to the government. And by the way, I don't know many people that only have to pay $30,000 in tax, or 30%. Now, how much are you saving of the remaining $70,000? Well, it just depends on how much is your living expenses, which goes right back to this point. Most people take that $70,000 and just because they can afford the Range Rover or afford the $10,000 watch, they ultimately end up living paycheck to paycheck because they're outspending how much they're actually making. And so this goes back to financial literacy, my friends. If you understand how much you need to make and how much you can save, ultimately it'll get you to your end goal faster, which is what? Retire early. Now you will have to do some of this math because you might be someone that is super frugal and is willing to live off a very small budget every year of their life for the rest of their life. Maybe you're someone that is willing to take your savings and reinvest it and live off just a little bit more. But if you're someone like myself that wants to be able to have a continuous $200,000, $250,000, $300,000 a year every single year that I can spend, which was pillar number 1, how much do you need to spend? Then I need to make sure I bring out as far as I need to how much I need to save and reinvest, and most importantly and lastly, how much do I need to make? Now I could sit here and have done a huge graph and done all these financial calculator stuff for you, but the reality is you need to do that. You need to paint your own vision of the life that you want. Because whether you're watching this and you're 18 or whether you're watching this and you're 28 or whether you're watching this in 48, the numbers are gonna change depending upon when you wanna retire. And I'll bring this as the last point. I'm heavily in real estate and most of you guys know that. And so I would tell you this, as a retirement plan, I'm diving all in deep into real estate. I'm buying 2 to 4 rentals every single month because guess what I know to be true? Appreciation and buying down your mortgage, which creates equity. And the more I do that, the more the banks will lend me money, the more my net worth goes up, and the more rentals I can buy. And guess what happens when I have hundreds of rentals? I don't have to work. When you have 200 rentals paying you $200 a month, how much are you making every single month? $40,000. If I want to live off $200,000, can I do it having 200 rentals paying me $200 a month? And by the way, the tax write-offs because of depreciation are incredible. Can I live off that dollar amount? The answer is absolutely. So with that said, I'd highly encourage you to get invested in real estate as an investment tool. If you are interested in wholesaling and flipping to wealth and you want to learn more about it, make sure to go to thescienceofflipping.com, fill out a form. Me or some of my executive team will get on the phone with you to talk to you about what it looks like to work with me as your coach. I'm all about wholesaling and flipping to wealth so you can live the life you want to live and retire early. With that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Smash the like button, make sure you're subscribed, and turn on that notification just to make sure you know when I'm dropping these 3 videos a week. I'll see you guys later. Peace.